So this is a very interesting phone, but before that, just listen to this. The phone costs 21,499 and 19,999 if you include bank offers. And in that, you get stereo speakers, 10-bit 120Hz POLED display, and 50-megapixel main sensor with OIS. Like, this should be the only phone around 20,000 to have OIS. And flagship feature, 3.5mm headphone jack. But Pratik, generally most phones in this price range don't offer this. So what's the catch? Well, we'll tell you about the catch. This is Pratik, you're already watching TechWiser. Let's go. And I'm excited to test out the camera, but before that, this is Moto G82. You get a big box, phone with sticker on it. Don't read. I'll tell you the specs with a practical demo. You get a case, paperwork, good SIM ejector tool, a 33-watt adapter, Type A to Type C cable. Now, this is not a PD charger, which is quite expected at this price range, but the phone does support PD charging. Here's a good video on PD chargers and other gadgets. Check it out. Now, the phone looks familiar like any other Moto phone. In fact, this is more curved, rounded and compact. Now, I'm using the Moto S30 as my daily driver and it's more boxy. Oh, review coming up soon, TechWiser style, so subscribe for that. And this is more round and I think you guys will agree with me. Boxy design is a bit uncomfortable to hold. Also here, you have a textured back. Now, this has a glossy finish, so at an angle, you can see fingerprints. But if you use a case, none of it matters. You get a plastic PMMA back, also known as acrylic grass, and same for the frame as well. Now, the deal is the phone weighs in like 172, 170. It's actually 173 grams. 173 grams. Now you get a 6.5-inch 10-bit 120Hz POLED display. Now there's a bit of confusion between POLED and AMOLED. So basically both displays are OLED. It's just that AMOLED has a glass layer base, POLED has a plastic layer base, which helps POLED become even thinner than AMOLED. So the phone is thin at only 7.9mm. So because of that plastic base, POLED is more flexible, durable, and even has thinner bezels. And it's the same as the top and the chin. I guess good job Motorola. And practically see here, this is an OLED and AMOLED display side by side. Can you spot the difference? No? Well, practically POLED or AMOLED depends on how the company calibrates and optimizes the display. Now, generally 10-bit displays show you more colors, 1.07 billion colors to be precise. And if you want to know more about 10-bit display, here's a really good video. Watch it after this video. You also get wideband L1, so Netflix and Prime Video runs at 1080p. Now you cannot play HDR on YouTube because Snapdragon 695 doesn't support HDR. Also, you get stereo speakers. Now the speakers are definitely loud, of course, it's a stereo speaker, the bass is really good. Now I've heard that the back panel vibration thing, see the back panel vibrates even in flagship phones, so the bigger the speaker is, the more vibration you will feel at this corner. So the speakers are very loud, so it does vibrate slightly more, but if you listen at 70 to 80% volume, the vibration is solid. And also you get a physical fingerprint scanner, which is fast. Now you get Snapdragon 695, UMCP storage. Now you would be like, Pratik, what's UMCP? Well, basically UMCP is a combo storage for RAM and storage. So it is 6GB LPDDR4X RAM and 128GB similar to UFS 2.2 storage. So see here, I ran a read-write test to show you and the scores are very similar to UFS 2.2 storage. Now in the CPU throttling test, it scored 75%, which is decent for Snapdragon 695, but in AnTuTu it scored 4,06,413, which is a good score for Snapdragon 695. But you don't buy a phone to run benchmarks, right? You buy it to play BGMI. So in BGMI you get smooth graphics and ultra frame rates, and maximum you can go to HD graphics high frame rate, but we'll play at smooth 40 FPS.
Nice shot! Killing spree for the red team!
Overall for 40 FPS the gameplay is smooth and there's no overheating. I played it for like about 15-20 minutes. Now finally camera, you get a 50 megapixel main sensor with OIS, and this is like a first in this segment after a very long time. So if you look at Mrinal's photo, the t-shirt color is very close to natural, and if you zoom into the photo, there is good amount of sharpness, but the photo has a slight reddish tint. So just to try out different skin tones, I took my photo and even Manu's photo, because camera processing works different different on different skin tones. So my skin tone was pretty accurate, and if you look at this Manu photo, the t-shirt color, the skin tone is very close to natural. Even the edge detection in portrait mode was really good. The default blur can be toned down a little bit, but for the price of 20,000 rupees, the cameras are really good. Now we also checked the most interesting part, whether OIS works in videos or not, and this is 1080p 60 fps, and you can see in this footage the lens is sort of moving in videos, so OIS is definitely working in videos. And we took 1080p 60 fps video, but there is some amount of jerkiness because EIS works in 1080p 30 fps, so the 1080p 30 fps footage was really smooth. So the OIS definitely helps in low light photos and somewhat in videos, and definitely OIS around 20k is a really good feature to have. But photo quality also depends on two more things. Number one, sensor hardware. Number two, the processor itself or overall software processing. For the ultra wide angle camera, the photos are decent. If you zoom right in, the photos are a bit soft, but in good daylighting conditions, you can use them. And of course, you have a 2 megapixel macro camera, like why not? Also, you get a 16 megapixel front selfie camera, so you can record up to 1080p 30 fps, and you can have an idea of the mic quality and the video quality. We also took some selfies, and I really liked the skin tone of the selfies, but if you zoom in 100%, you can see the selfies are a bit soft. Overall, the color and the skin tone of the selfies were really good. Now, the Moto G82 comes with latest MyUX based on Android 12. Motorola is promising 1 year of software updates and 3 years of security updates. And of course, this looks like very close to stock Android or Pixel UI. Of course, there's zero bloatware and no ads. Now, a lot of people on the internet talk about stock Android has no features. Well, the Android enthusiast inside me is like, there is. See here, you can take a screenshot by just holding 3 fingers, and the screenshot tool directly has the option to delete if you accidentally take a screenshot. So you don't even have to open the screenshot to delete it. Also, you get this Moto's ambient display, and see, if I get an unwanted mail, I can directly archive it from here without even opening the phone. Damn useful. Anyways, these Moto features is a video in itself. Let me know if you want that. Now you get a 5000 mAh battery with 33 watt fast charging, so it takes about 1 hour 20-30 minutes to charge 100%. Also, you get all the important sensor. You also have NFC, which is of course first or rare in this segment. You also get 13 5G bands, and it gets 4G plus carrier aggregation. I checked it with my Geos. Now overall, see the deal is, remember in 2021 what was the feedback from Moto phones? Bulky design, LCD panel, and mostly not so value for money. Now Motorola did their research about 3 features which the audience really wanted: OIS in camera, slim phone with OLED display, stereo speakers, and implemented it. So first impression, this is a very solid phone, and credit where due, very few brands listen to the audience and creators and improve their product. Now of course, like everything, there are some quirks like Snapdragon 695, which doesn't support 4K recording or HDR videos, but that's with every phone launched in 2022. So let me know what do you feel about Moto G82. On that note, this is Pratik signing off. See ya pretty soon. Pew pew pew.